Happy Sunday, everyone. It is Dan with Alpha Traders here on another weekly ES Futures SPX SPY parade, I guess. We finally got a bottom in, local bottom. Let's not get crazy here. We haven't retaken anything that makes me uber bullish. Week in review, we had talked about maybe getting a bounce earlier in the week. But unfortunately, we did not. We got the poo-poo platter all the way down. We did bounce here. So, personally, lost money here because I did long, not the right at the open because I thought we were going to get a bounce off this right here. So once that 4062 failed, that new range was created and we started playing some puts off of this. But we bought the bottom here towards I think it was towards the end of the day if I have it correct here. Let's get this right. May 6th. There we are. Somewhere there's 6th or 7th, 8th here. And we got a local at 39.50. That was a good place for us to long it off this. I believe this was JPOW too. Going into JPOW if I'm not mistaken. But we got the rip. We struggled here on this dip, kind of brought it back on this rip, but then we did catch some puts as our hedges coming back down, so we did pretty well on the puts, and then we did catch the absolute bottom at 38.53. That's where we bought 38.53 to 38.58. Was a great buy, and we ripped it all the way up. Had SPX calls go from, I believe it was 12.50 to 41. And then we had another set that went 550 to 11. Also on top of it, cashed on, got 200% on NVIDIA, got broke even on SE. I should have held it a little longer because it did push another $5, but I just wanted to take my money where I had it. So let's look forward into this week. So the one thing I did want to see, and for a bullish case, I wanted to see this get taken back. Right here, as you can see, there's obvious supply here. You can see the tails, and then you can see the volume as it crushed through those tails where it came down. So there's a lot of, if you haven't taken profit yet, there's a lot of people sitting here at break even right at about 40.56. That's kind of where I'm going to be using my pivot, my weekly pivot anyways. If you actually look at the weekly, our high was 40.39.50. Sorry, it's tripping. Last week the high was 4100 and low was 38.55. So there's a big range sitting there. Sorry, I kind of went into la la land there. Anyways, what I'd like to see is this 40.56 get taken out. Obvious gap up here. It is going to struggle here. Right at the 8-day, as you can see, all the EMAs have flipped. They've all trended downward. You're about to have a 100, 200 cross here. That doesn't mean much, but the pressure's still down. But what we can see is they're starting to flatten a little bit, but they're still in a downtrend for sure. First touch of that 8-day usually gets rejected, and then, which it did obviously, and then that 8-day again will hold as supply above. But also this line, there's supply here on the daily. And you see, as you can see, it tried to go here, missed it, tried to go here, missed it, tried to go here, missed it. So we'll see if we get another one here. If we don't get over here, I'm expecting a rejection early. Check out 39.50, this area here. You can see there's confluence here, there's confluence here. 39.50, 39.55 area, sure, whatever you guys want to call it. You're splitting hairs at 5 points. I wouldn't be surprised if we go back down to there. That's about 100. It's about 80 points from where we're at now. But I'm going to wait until the morning and see where we go here. I do think if we get over 40.50, there's a really good chance of 41.30, which is up here. There's also a little bit here at 41.18, but that would be a great play up. You might even want to call it 41.50 if they want to go touch the 21-day, which is fine. That's totally cool. 41.50 be good. 4,200. I had 4,300. Honestly, it was like 43.60. coming into last week as my range high. That's up here. You can see where there's a lot of headspace that's being taken up in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of headspace. I call it headspace is supply that we're up here against. So I was thinking, the theory was that, hey, you know, we dip down a little bit and then we bounce and get back to 4,300. That was my initial thought. I don't like that this tail came all the way down to 38.50. Not a big fan of that. I was really hoping that the low from the 11th, 39.23 was going to hold, and it didn't. So this may mean the market wants to come back and test this. But it looks like most of the volume was held up at the highs, and then they swept the lows and got to move back up. We'll see how tomorrow goes. If we open up tomorrow and we're sitting right where we're at 40.34, it's 50-50. I'd probably go short. That's what I'll probably start thinking, is short that, and then if it gets over 40.56, then I'm saying, okay, well, maybe we can get over it. 41.28 would be great. 41.50 would be even better. I would really like to short 4,200, 4,300. Anywhere in here, I would love to short and swing it going into the end of May. I do think there's going to be more pain. So looking ahead, we're going to say that 38.50 is going to be our low basis. We go break down further, obviously, under 38.50. Above 40.56, we're going to push higher, in my opinion. I think we're going to get to 41.23, 41.28, somewhere in there. You can take that. Sorry, I was looking at the average. 41.28 area. It might even push up to 41.50. I wouldn't be surprised if we hang out. Honestly, we hang out and we push back down to 39.50. That's kind of where I think we're going to be at. Is I think on this test here, I think we're going to get rejected one more time, and then we may get some bouncy once we get down towards 39.50. We do have, I think Jay Powell is speaking at some point this week, I believe on Tuesday. I could be wrong on that. I have to get it in front of me, but more or less, I'm using 40.56. Anything under 45 or 40.56 is going to be a short for me. Anytime you pump, there's a pump up to that level, the first thing I'm going to do is short it, and then we'll play with how it goes. I would love a short from 40.50 all the way down to 39.50. I would love a 100-point swing, but we'll see how it works out. I do want to touch on the VIX real quick with everyone. It's starting to get this, I don't know if you want to call it, I don't know if you want to call it a BART, but double top looking structure to it. Now the VIX, obviously there's no underlying asset to it, so we're not sitting here saying you're going to buy this and you can hold shares and all that. You can buy options against the VIX, obviously, but there's no underlying asset, right? So for me, a rejection of 29 again, staying under 29 would be big, because I think you might be able to get down to these two levels here, to 26 and 25. I think 25 is a definite good area for it to bounce if it wants to ding and go higher. Most of the time, these formations, they get to here and they have some indecision and they might sputter around and then drop. But this, again, that's on a regular underlying asset stock. So we'll see how it works out, but going back to ES, know your levels, 40.56 for the weekly high. I do think that that's my pivot for this week. I think it's a really good one. I think it's strong. I think this is a good place. And you're coming from the underside, so when we get up there, we're going to short it. We're going to see how it works out. Our stop loss will probably be 40. If we do get 40.56 on the dot, our stop loss will probably be 40.65 on a short. And if we hang out above 40.60, we're probably going up another 100 points, at least 100, probably maybe 140. So that's what we have for you. Don't forget to hit that like, that sub, alphatraders.com. We appreciate your guys' support as always. Come be a member. It's so much more than just, oh my God, here's the market. We just have a lot of teaching, real-time teaching that goes on, real-time mentorship. Literally, I'm talking to people through Discord DM constantly about their accounts and where they're going, and trying to help them stay the course, because trading is maybe the hardest profession there is. So appreciate everybody listening in. We'll see you guys out there.